There guys, welcome to today's battle report. It's been a long time, but we are on holiday, so there is finally a chance to get it done. 3,500 point game today of Ogre Khans and Saurian Ancients against my friend Tim here in Suzhou. I've put the list up there for you in case you want to pause and have a good look at it. Okay guys, so here we are in deployment, and I'll just talk you through what we've got where. So in the middle of this unit here is the Ogre Khan Shaman, and then the Khan is in here with the Bombardiers, and the Mammoth Hunter is in this unit with 8 Saber Tusks. I think Tim put those in there with the intent of giving them Vanguard, but then decided not to use his Vanguard because he didn't want to risk early charge. The Mammoth Hunter, sorry, not the Mammoth Hunter, just talked about him. The Bruisers are right here in the middle with the Shaman. The 8 Saber Tusks are already mentioned with the Mammoth Hunter, and then a single Saber-Tooth Tiger Chaff here. 18 Scraplings here, 3 Tusker Cavalry up here on the hill. The Frost Mammoth is right here, and then the Bombardiers are with the Khan BSB there. On my side, the Veteran, my General, is here on his Cold One. There's a Skink Priest on a Palanquin in this unit here, and then my Skink Captain is on a Taurosaur here on the flank. 33 Saurian Warriors here, 2 sets of 15 Skinks, the other Taurosaur, the Thyrus Custus is here, 2 Snake Swarms here, and 2 Salamanders just here. So that's deployment. Okay, so this is end of movement in turn 1, and I'm fairly happy with the way the game is going in these early stages. I've got my 2 Salamanders here, and I know that this Shaman has the Iron Curse icon, so my flamethrowers are going to come up against a armor save and a ward save here, so I'm hoping to get the 2 Salamanders breathing fire on one of these 2 units, so they're in the right place to do that. I'm hoping to make use of this house. My biggest concern in this game is that this unit is going to have to fight off a sort of a 3-way almost between these 3 units here. So what I want to do is bring this unit up against the side of the house and use that to protect this flank here, forcing both units at least to fight me on the front, and I'm wondering whether the poison and the stars align might enable this unit to fight off these, so we'll have to see how that goes, because obviously these Skinks are just chaff and they can't really withstand anything over here. Another big concern at the moment is these Tuskar Cavalry, who hit like freight trains. They're 5 attacks each, strength 5, 6 when they charge. If they come down a hill and run into my Taurosaurs, there's not much that can take out a pair of Taurosaurs, but they can. So that's a concern, and of course they've got Swift Stride and I think movement 8, whereas my Taurosaurs don't have Swift Stride and movement 6, so I'm concerned that I'm outranged there, let's say. So yeah, Skinks have moved up. The Veteran here is looking to get into combat. I'm thinking to get into combat with this unit. This Mammoth Hunter should rip him apart, so I don't really want to fight him with the Veteran just now, so I'm hoping to get him into this unit. So I've moved him up, but not too close that he can be charged by this Swift Striding unit here. Thyrus Custus and the Snake Swarm are hanging around nearby this unit. Hopefully they can support it. Taurosaurs moved up, but not so much that they can get charged easily. So that's the end of my movement. Okay, so this is the end of my turn 1. Not a huge amount has happened. I managed to cast the Oaken Throne on my priest here. I tried to get off Healing Waters. I was hoping to protect my Stegdons against some shooting, but that was dispelled. And I tried to cast Stars Align, and that failed. All of my shooting is 12 inches, here with the Salamanders, here with Poison Javelins and Giant Blowpipes. I've got no shooting, there's no combat. That's the end of my turn 1. Okay, so on to Tim's movement phase then, and you can see that he's charged the Saber-Tooth Tiger into my 2 Salamanders here. He has tried to go down the hill, and I think he's hoping to sort of swoop around the back here with the Tusker Cavalry and threaten this flank perhaps, and he's brought the Noblars forward as a nuisance. These other units have stood still, and Tim said that he was doing that because he felt he had ranged weapons that I didn't, and so he wasn't under any particular pressure to move, which there is a logic to. I think the ogres really, though, need to sort of push forwards and smash into things, because that's what ogres do. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is the end of Tim's turn 1. Got some early bloodletting, but nothing particularly savage. In the magic phase, Tim tried to cast Chilling Howl to protect his Frost Mammoth, but failed to cast. Managed to dispel Swarm of Insects, but he did manage to cast Awaken the Beast in miscast along the way, though, which caused 2 wounds on the bruisers just here, but nothing particularly terrible there. The Scraplings took out a few skinks. The Frost Mammoth fired its crossbow, which penetrates ranks like a bolt thrower on the skinks. That crossbow strength 5 at short range, but only strength 2 at long range, so I suppose that kind of makes sense, because the strength 2 isn't going to do anything against the Taurosaurs. And then the Saber-Tooths, Tiger, and the Salamanders did a wound to each other, but I'm not overly concerned about this. They're right next to my general, so they're leadership 8, and the stat line of a Saber-Toothed Tiger is pretty much the same as a Salamander, except I have more wounds, and because I've got 2 of them I have more attacks, so I'm not overly concerned about this. So yeah, that's the end of Tim's turn 1. Okay, so this is the end of my movement phase. A few noteworthy things have happened here. I've managed to pull off a charge with my veteran into this unit of bruisers. They didn't do any wounds to him on the standard shoot. He's got a 1+ armor save. It does also have a reroll and a 5+ ward save on that, so yeah, that strength 4 shooting didn't do an awful lot to him on the way in. Now, I've moved the skinks up in the middle and on the side here. You'll notice the angle of these skinks will mean that this unit is going to charge into it, and then it's going to come down this line here, which is going to bring it past this house. And I'm hoping that with an average roll, this unit is going to end up overrunning down into this space here where there's nothing, and then that will allow me to swing around this house here, and they'll spend ages turning around and doing nothing. Well, that's the hope anyway. So when this unit here charges the skinks, they're going to hold, because if I were to flee, then this unit could redirect into the side of my general, which would be quite a disaster. Up here, these skinks doing something similar, although I am going to flee with. What I'm hoping to do here is to get these units moving forwards, charging the skinks who will flee, and then cause them to fail a charge, so that maybe I can go in and charge them, or at least I can hold off until circumstances are perhaps a little bit better for me. Other than that, this unit has come up here to the side of the house into a slightly better position. I've not gone into the water because I don't want to get stuck with all the marching and faff of getting through a water feature, because you can't march in water features. So I want to, if I'm going to get past there, I want to do it in one charge. Really significantly though, on the side here, what Tim's done is he's brought these Tusker cavalry straight down, so they can't actually see my Taurosaurs, which means my Taurosaurs can move into a position to charge them. So that's a bit of a mistake really on Tim's part. He's now going to face a choice of either backing off up here back to where he started, which is making a very powerful unit a bit impotent, or taking a double Taurosaur charge. Admittedly, I'd have to go through the forest, but that's just the way it goes, really. So yeah, that's the end of my movement turn 2, which I'm fairly happy with. Okay, so this is the end of my turn 2 then. In the magic phase, I tried to cast Stars Align on the Taurosaur here, because I wanted rerollable poison shooting against the Tuskers here. Tim quite rightly dispelled that, so that was good play on his part. I managed to get summer growth on the Salamander, which brought it back to full wounds, and I got healing waters on the skinks. Not that I particularly care about regeneration on skinks, but I just wanted to kind of grow 1 or 2 back with the aspect, because I've got nothing else to do with my magic at the moment. The Salamanders killed off the Saber-Tooth, but not before it inflicted another wound, so gained 1 and then lost 1 again there. The veteran killed one of the bombardiers in combat and took no wounds himself. The Khan BSB really underperformed, did absolutely nothing really. Elsewise, shooting did nothing over here with the pterosaurs, and that was it for the end of my turn 2. Okay, so this is the end of Tim's movement turn 2. He has charged this unit of skinks with his Mammoth Hunter and Saber Tusk, which I'm fine with, and he charged the unit of skinks who fled with the Frost Mammoth, which failed its charge and moved forward here. I was hoping he would charge with the bruisers, but didn't. He just shuffled them forwards a little bit. We made a mistake over here as well. I realised afterwards that these Tusker cavalry couldn't actually go back to the hill because they're not fast cavalry, obviously, they're massive. So they wouldn't have actually been able to have marched back. They would have had to have gone half speed, which would have sort of put them there, but never mind. It has been over a month since either of us played, so we're a little bit rusty. And the scraplings have moved forward here as well, but that is the end of Tim's movement. Turn 2. Okay, so this is the end of Tim's turn 2. In the magic phase, he got Chilling Howl on his Frost Mammoth here, but I managed to dispel Awaken the Beast, which I thought would have been worse to spells. The Mammoth Hunter and the Saber-Tooth Tigers obviously smashed through the skinks and then headed down here past the house. So that was that really. Nothing else to report in Tim's turn, other than did a couple of wounds on one of these bombardiers over here with my veteran. The veteran again took no damage. I think he had to use his lucky charm. I think there was one wound caused on him, but got rid of it with that. I think that was done by the Khan, but I'm not sure. The Khan's still not doing an awful lot though. So yeah, that's the end of Tim's turn 2. On to my movement turn 3 then. So with the Mammoth Hunter and the Saber Tusks coming down past the side of the house here, I thought to myself, you know what, I can either wait to be charged by these two units, or I can charge one, try and kill it, and then overrun into the other. So that's what I tried to do. So I managed to pull off the charge there. I think I needed an 8, but I thought, you know what, it's charge or be charged, so have a crack at it. Brought the Salamanders around the side here for some flank shooting on this unit, so that should inflict quite a bit of pain there. And then I've realigned my pterosaurs so that they can offer flanking support here, or at least get through the scraplings so that they can deal with this later on, but not so that they are being charged on the flank or an easy charge here for the Tusker cavalry. Elsewhere, the skinks rallied over here. My BSB is on a pterosaur, so his hold your ground rule goes for 18 inches, not 12, so that's good there. So that's the end of my movement turn 3. Okay, so end of my turn 3 here then. In the magic phase, I had cast Spirit Wood on the unit of bruisers, preventing them from being steadfast. I wasn't sure how much damage they would do to my Saurian warriors, so I wanted to make sure they weren't steadfast there, so that was that. I tried to cast Stars Align for some rerollable poison. Tim rightly dispelled that, but I did manage to get Healing Waters on this unit as well, so they've got a 4+ armor save, 4+ parry, and a 5+ regen, so they're looking pretty healthy. And then, of course, I brought a couple back from the fact that I'd cast Spirit Wood and Healing Waters. So the Salamanders in the shooting phase did 10 wounds on the Saber-Tooth Tigers over here, which is predictably brutal. And then over here, my general took out a couple more. I think he took out 2 or 3 more wounds on the Bombardiers, which meant that the BSB had to come forwards, and then I aligned away from him so I can tackle them and get the points from them. So yeah, that was that. And then in the big combat in the middle, it was all about the poison really. This unit's in horde formation, so you're talking about 30 attacks from, you know, sort of a block of about the size that was in combat. 30 attacks, some of those are going to be poisons, some of the hits are going to turn into wounds. I think I won combat by about 5 or 6, and then the ogres broke, were caught, and I overran into the frost mammoth. So that Thyrus Custos here, really important in giving me that poison and making all that possible. Otherwise that unit wouldn't have done anywhere near as well. So I think really Tim perhaps ought to have prioritised taking that out. How he would have done that, I'm not really sure, but that is something that probably needed to be done. So there you go, that's the end of my turn 3. Okay, so Tim's turn 3 then, and you can see that in the movement phase he's brought this unit around here. He's choosing to ignore the salamanders, which kind of makes sense really, because he doesn't really have anything that he can use to chase them down. A couple of Yetis might do the job actually with that, but he doesn't have anything really that can chase them down at the moment. He could have split these 2 units up so that the salamanders could then only target one later on, but for whatever reason didn't. He's brought the scraplings up here in front of the Pterosaur. Now this is a really good move, because the Pterosaur either really has to charge this unit to get it out of the way. May or may not smash through, it probably will, but then that's going to mean that the Tusker Cavalry can charge it when it either holds or overruns, and they could charge on the flank, so this is really good play. So that's it for Tim's movement turn 3. Okay, apologies there, correction, he didn't actually put the scraplings in front of the Pterosaur, he had actually charged the Pterosaur, presumably hoping to bait it into chasing. Would have actually been better to have put them just in front of the Pterosaur, but there you go. So they broke from combat and left. The Frost Mammoth took 6 wounds, again poison from the Thyrus Custos coming into play there, and the Mighty Skink Priest delivered number 6, which caused him to drop. And then the Pterosaur managed to successfully restrain. Over here, my general killed another bombardier and still took no wounds. He's doing a really good job over there, just mauling through this unit. So that was the end of Tim's turn 3. Okay, so my movement turn 4 then. So I charged the scraplings with the Saurian warriors, and of course they were already fleeing, so they had to flee away from the Saurian warriors, which caused them to clear off all the way over here through the Tusker Cavalry. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I needed to roll a 9 on 2 dice to reach the Tusker Cavalry. I did successfully redirect into them, and I actually made it against the odds there, but there you go. So that unit there is caught up with my poisoning horde, so they're in quite a bit of trouble because the Thyrus Custos is still within 6 inches of this unit here, giving them poison. So I thought to myself, well, in that case I'm going to bring the Pterosaurs over here so that I can charge down this unit, bring the salamanders on the side of it, try and bring that down there. My skinks, I thought, you know what, this unit of scraplings, if they rally and then run down the side here, it's going to take me ages to catch them, and they're a scoring unit, so you know what, no disrespect to my opponent, I don't take anything for granted, so I'm running my skinks along here just to meet them, head them off just in case. So that's the end of my movement phase. So this is the end of my turn 4 then. In the magic phase, Tim managed to dispel healing waters, but I'd thrown 5 dice into Stars Align to get rerollable poison over here. That's a real risk, because if you miscast with a bound item and it was coming from the bound item on the Thyrus Custos, then you lose the bound item. But I thought, you know what, we're at the point of the game now where this is kind of make or break on this unit and this combat over here, so that's what I did. In spite of all that, I think I still lost the combat, but only just. Maybe it was a draw. It was pretty close anyway. You can see the damage that the Tusker Cavalry have done to my horde, even when they've not charged. Imagine what they're going to be like if they charge. Oh. But I reformed anyway. I've done 5 wounds on them, so I've got 1 down to 1 wound there. So I'm hoping I can grind them out with what's left. So that was that. You can see that the Salamanders continue to do a number on these saber-toothed tigers and the mammoth hunter over here, and the veteran has taken out the last bombardier over here, but the BSB Khan is holding over there. So that's the end of my turn 4. Okay, so Tim's turn 5 here then. Sorry, Tim's turn 4 here then. And he has made a charge against the Taurosaurs with his swift striding mammoth hunter. He's going to try and take out my BSB. Bit of a consolation prize, might make it. And you can see the charge was pulled off. The scraplings over here didn't rally and fled off the edge of the board. So that is the end of Tim's movement. So, end of Tim's turn 4 here then, and he's done 2 wounds on the Taurosaur in combat. The Taurosaur, well actually one of the skinks killed a saber-tooth. The Taurosaur itself did nothing, but I got a wound and a BSB against 2 wounds, so this is a drawn combat in the middle. The veteran finished off the Khan, who did now get a wound through finally. He's underperformed massively. Just shocking dice rolls, nothing more than that. So I really felt quite sorry for Tim there, because that shouldn't have gone the way that it did. My veteran should have died. He should have done an awful lot of damage to that unit. Bombardiers rightly should have died, but the Khan should have finished it off really. But there you go. And up here, you can see more damage has been done. But the Tusker Cavalry, I managed to grind them out. So just the Mammoth Hunter left in the middle here, up against the Taurosaur. We just decided to roll in and see whether he could take it down. So my movement turn 5 then here, and I've brought the Skink Priest out of the unit so that he can cast some spells to boost the Taurosaur. I've moved the Thyrus Clusters to boost the Taurosaur, and I've headed off into my opponent's deployment zone for the secondary objectives with my scoring soaring boys here. I've brought my general around the back just in case he does manage to drop this Taurosaur, just to finish him off and move the other Taurosaur around, ready for a charge. If someone manages to drop him, so we'll see. That's the end of my movement. So this is the end of my turn 5. I managed to get stars aligned, which gave me reroll of poison. Tim dispelled healing waters, but with reroll of poison, the Taurosaur managed to finish the Mammoth Hunter off. And that was the end of the game. A few key points really. What won this game for me really was a few things. The Thyrus Clusters was unbelievably important in this game. He made this unit take out what they did. He helped the Taurosaur finish off the Mammoth Hunter. The veteran did really well against the Bombardiers. They were a perfect target for him. And the Salamanders did a real number on the saber-tooth tigers as well. 2 really important pieces of movement also defined this game. One was getting that Mammoth Hunter to come down the side of this house here, protecting the flank of this unit when it was down here, allowing them to take on these units one at a time rather than having to deal with all 3 simultaneously. And that was massive. And then the other thing that really mattered in this game was when the Saber-Tusk, yeah, no, not Saber-Tusk, sorry, the Tusker Cavalry, of course, the Tusker Cavalry. When the Tusker Cavalry came down the side here, they really opened themselves to the Pterosaurs. We made that mistake, which we noted afterwards, but that was sort of quite important as well, which really just goes to show you that one or two moves can make or break, really, in this game. So there you go. It was Tim's first game with his Ogre Khans, and he made some good decisions along the way, particularly in terms of what to spend his Dispel Dice on. So that was good. I think Tim's army needs more saber-toothed tigers as chaff. I think it needs more scraplings as chaff, so that he can get things in the way and then get those charges off. If those Tusker Cavalry got those charges off, and that Frost Mammoth got their charges off, and the Bruisers got their charges off, between them they'd have just been absolutely devastating, and chaff is going to allow Tim to make sure that he gets those charges off, and then they're going to get all of their impact hits and plus strength, and it'll just be brutal. So yeah, that's kind of the way forwards for Tim, really, I think. But good game for learning purposes, and hopefully the next one can come back with a bit more punch and a bit more know-how. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.